What's up, War Report family? I am your host, C Dub. Tonight, we will be predicting stat leaders on offense for Auburn football for the 2023 football season. So, we want to hear your comments. All the fellas are here to weigh in and give their thoughts on the latest edition of the Mid-Week Rapport. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Welcome to the Mid-Week Rapport, brought to you by auburnsports.com. Guys, one of the best ways you can support us is by supporting our sponsors. Please be sure to head over there and check out their content. And a special shout out to JG Tate and all of the good fellas at auburnsports.com. We appreciate you for rocking with us, and we appreciate you guys for checking out our content, this latest content. We will be even more grateful if you was to share this content on social media, guys. Use the hashtag, even add us so that we can see that you shared it. Smash that like button and subscribe if you are new to our channel. You can also get yourself a cool green name as well as access to some of this dope content Ike is putting out in the off season, working ever so hard in the off season, providing you guys the best stuff. Ike, tell them how they can get access to that.
It's really simple. All you have to do is click that join button, man. We've got some great content coming up for you guys. Next week, we're going to be at SEC Media Days. If you are already part of the green name game, or you will be by the time SEC Media Day starts, make sure you turn your notifications on, because we're going to have some special stuff rocking just for y'all next week. Just stay locked in with us. If you want to join, do that. Film reviews popping off tomorrow. Membership gifting can be a thing. If you want to gift someone 1 month of membership, you could do that right now, and that first month will be on them. YouTube randomly assigns that to somebody. Giving away another t-shirt tonight. Hashtag get your weight up right now in the live chat to be able to be a part of this drawing. We'll do that right around the 1 hour mark. Sponsored as always on Wednesday nights by War Eagle Oil. Head to wareagleoil.com for all of your motor oil and related products. And you guys make sure you continue rocking with the network. Our guys at the College Loop Up Tempo podcast, and we here at the Auburn Express, powered by the War Report, giving you that audio content that you need to keep yourself informed about all things Auburn sports.
Gentlemen, how are we doing this evening? Y'all good? Everyone's good?
I'm good.
Can't complain.
Can't complain.
Good. Trying to live a life of a hustler and a baller, gangster, cat pillar, who I be. Your never mind.
Wait, what? What's that from?
Master P.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Master P. Yeah.
I was listening to some of him today.
Why? I don't know. That is like tattooed in my memory, and I haven't even heard that song.
So like, Apple Music does this thing in my car where it creates you listen to one song, but if you don't pick another song, it just creates a station out of it.
Yeah, for sure. Tidal does it too. So,
and then Master P came on. It was like.
He was like, "What?"
Yeah, that's how it would have sounded in my car too.
Your sound is going out, Mike.
Yeah,
we can't hear it on.
Yeah, I don't know what happened either. Maybe
it went out at a great time too. It was like, and it sounded like
he started talking about. As soon as he started talking about Master P, it was like
the most important thing I've ever learned from Master P was.
Y'all hear me now?
Yeah, you go.
What were you saying?
Yeah, it's not even important anymore. We're talking about Master P.
Yeah.
So, there's that.
Anyways, let's get to it. We have a good show planned, guys. We're actually going to have some fun predicting stat leaders. It's going to be interesting to see how this pans out versus what we're talking about on July the 12th. But before we get to that, guys, we got to talk about some news that has kind of broke. There's a couple of outlets reporting it, but they're naming a source There's a source within Auburn's program reporting that Demario Tolan, who was part of this most recent transfer portal class, is reportedly no longer with the team, and he is not listed on Auburn's roster at the moment. We are waiting to get some information on what that's about and if he is officially gone. We're waiting on the university or the program to actually make a statement, but right now we're hearing it reported by outlets from a particular source. That's very important to make note of. Demario Tolan came in with much fanfare. I believe as part of the 2022 recruiting class. Auburn was recruiting him hard. He ended up choosing LSU, entered the portal after this 2022 season, and committed to Auburn. Many people was excited about him. LSU fans were in their feelings about him leaving.
Yeah.
And we were excited about his ceiling. So to hear this is a bit disappointing. Want to know your instant thoughts. I'll start with you, Mike. What are your thoughts about this?
Listen, this is, first and foremost, whatever's going on with that young man that's brought him to this point, we hope everything's okay.
For sure.
I think that there's assumption sometimes that it's something nefarious or something more. It could be something extremely personal. We've seen in the past players leave teams for personal reasons, whether it's family or just things that they don't want to get out publicly. So I would ask that, in case it's something like that, everybody respect this young man's privacy. Please do not spread rumors about why he's leaving if you are not 100% sure that is what happened. So I'm not going to speculate on what happened here. I'm just going to say I hope everything's okay. It just is disappointing because he was a guy that a lot of people were excited about that coming through that old transfer portal. And it sucks when you have people who come in with much fanfare and they never play down. So I don't know if his time at Auburn is up, but that's my initial reaction to this. I hope everything's okay. If he can return to football, I hope he does it at Auburn. And if not, someplace where he can see the field and realize his potential.
B. Will, thoughts?
I have nothing more to say than that. We can speculate, but we really don't know exactly what's going on. So if it is seriously something wrong going on with them, then of course you want him to fix it, find a way to rectify that situation personally first before football even comes into the picture. And that would be the only thing I can think right now. So other than that, I mean, we seem pretty well stocked at linebacker to absorb this type of loss, especially with the addition of Nixon out of North Texas over the summer. So I think we'll be fine. I think we'll be all right. I mean, we still got a couple guys who are here on this roster, and it put me in the mindset of a few players who, with all the additions, we had quite a few people that were already here. Like, hey, don't forget about me now. So, hey, Cam Riley's going to get a chance to show what he can do. Woodyard still here, waiting to show what he can do. So, worried about personally, Tolan as a person first, but outside of that, I think we'll be fine.
Any thoughts, man, other than what's been said so far?
Yeah, no, I echo the sentiments of everybody else. Just I hate when people start to get into this speculative place when they don't know information, and it's hard, right? Like, you want to know what's going on, and in the absence of information, speculation is kind of what fills that void. And it gets frustrating because some of the speculation is so wildly inaccurate, and that usually becomes the thing that becomes the prevailing narrative. Like, people start running with the thing that's completely false. And if we're being honest, we hear a lot more than we say. We say that often. And in this case, I don't have any information about what happened with him. Probably could find out, but at this point in time, I think it's best to just let the university handle getting that information out in whatever form or fashion they choose to. SEC Media Days is next week. I'm sure there may be some questions about the status of several players when we get into those circles. So we'll wait for more information to come out. Until then, we just hope that everything is okay with Demario, his family, and just continue to wish him back into a good space. If football is on the agenda for him, then hopefully it's here at Auburn, because he is a supremely talented young man.
Yep,
absolutely, and I agree. I remember just how precious it was just being in college and the experience I got from that. So you want someone to be able to take advantage of that opportunity and enjoy become a man here at Auburn or wherever you choose to go. And so whatever is holding him back, preventing him from doing that, I'm hoping he's able to overcome that, hit resume on his college time, and maximize his opportunity.
Yep.
So Auburn Dad for life. Appreciate the super chat. He says, enjoy the subs, peeps. Sorry for not being around.
He just gifted some memberships. That's what he's talking about.
There we go.
Thank you,
appreciate
sir.
that, Auburn Dad.
What an apology, though. That's amazing.
It's like I hadn't been here.
Amazing.
Go some memberships.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Don't hold it over my head. Here's some memberships. Don't get mad at me. So
apologies should come standard with $10 from now on. Just in the world, right? You apologize to somebody, you give them $10.
Be like, dang it. All right,
We already have people struggling to give apologies. That will definitely decrease the rate of apologies flying around. Folks be like, no, I got to give them some money.
I refuse to give you a free apology.
No, well, you know they mean it, right? If they do it, you don't give me no money. You
big corporations apologize with checks all the time. That does not mean they mean it.
That's very true.
That's true. I ain't no big corporation though. If I get to you, I mean it.
He says, so B. Will, what's your prediction for us flipping Coleman after Odd Couple tanks during the season and they get fired? Love you, fellas. Love you too, Auburn Dad. B. Will, what is your thoughts on a potential crash and burn from Jimbo and what was it, Evil Knievel, Mike?
Yeah. He's gonna mess this up. He's gonna mess this up.
You know what? They are probably a bad mix personality wise, because Jimbo is he's like substitute teacher is really what his vibe is, which is why guys were smoking weed in the locker room, if you want to believe rumors about what was going on before games for Texas A&M last year, while everything was tanking and going downhill. He's a weak teacher, and Bobby Petrino is like one of the meanest human beings on the planet. So I don't know how you reconcile those two, but Bobby Petrino is also like he's on probation as far as football goes. Like, you just got back in here, buddy. Like, you can't step wrong against nobody. So maybe Petrino will be on his best behavior. Football wise, Petrino is a mind to be respected. We're talking football. He is a mind to be respected. It worries me that he is competent and that he will help them put a good product on the field this year. I am
good
worried
head on
about
his shoulders.
Yeah, I pray on his downfall daily.
Man, I'm worried that he'll keep Jimothy employed, and that he himself will stay employed, and that they will get Cam Coleman to College Station next year. That's my worry. That's what I think is going to happen, just because Bobby Petrino is competent, and the DJ Dirk, was it Durkin who went to A&M from Ole Miss as the DC?
That's correct.
He is also competent. Two competent coordinators and the requisite talent. Yes, I think they'll be good, and they'll probably.
But what's the over under on number of games before he hits him with an RKO from the sidelines for not going with the right play?
Who's hitting who with an RKO?
I think Petrino would likely hit Jimothy with the RKO.
Petrino's gonna be in the booth. I won't even get a chance.
I'm saying he's just gonna run down to the thing after all the defense is on the field out of nowhere.
He ain't gonna give up this up. He has a chance to look competent and look like a sane person. He is not gonna pass it up. He knows this is his shot to get another chance in the SEC somewhere. Count to 4 as far as number of years, and a job is going to be open. He will be on his best behavior. I don't think we're going to get any craziness from A&M this season.
Mike, got a question for you.
Sure.
Who do you dislike more? Ryan Kelly or Bobby Petrino?
He's like inequivocal.
No, that was easy. I thought you had to think about that.
I mean, the person who killed the guy probably is going to outrank the person who just is annoying. So
yeah, he sent a man up in a scissor lift in 30-mile-per-hour winds to film practice, and at the very least, he didn't say, "Hey, maybe the camera guy should come down in these hurricane winds." Yikes, man! That university, all the coaches. Everyone failed that young man on every single level. I hate it. I think it's negligence to me that nobody looked up and said, "Hey," like I've been up in practice. Like we used to cover our cameras, guys, with like trash bags to protect them from the rain. And it like once that trash bag started to look like a parachute, it was time to come down. And they would say, "Hey, film from the athletic department balcony today, and whatever shot we were getting from the end zone, we'll figure it out." Well, used to drive a scissor lift to the end zone and that was adjacent to the road that was between the athletic departments and the soccer field, where the soccer field used to be. And it just didn't make any sense to me, man. I don't know. Like I said, I mean, I know he didn't do it, but I just feel like the head coach is responsible for everything that goes on out there. And yeah, so Brian Kelly, 100% of the time, it's Brian Kelly.
All right. I'm kind of hoping I'll make you think on that one, but nope. All right, raw tip your tongue. Right. Satan or Brian Kelly? All right.
I mean, say, what did he really do? He was
Hitler or Brian Kelly.
Right.
Yeah.
He was just trying to recruit some people. I mean, come on. Recruiting violations? Is this what we mad at?
Oh man.
I'm so dead.
Hilarious. Hilarious. All right, gentlemen, let's get into it. We got a few fun topics that we're just making some predictions. We don't know nothing. All right. Not a game has been played. We're just gonna have some fun with this. We're just going to be predicting some stat leaders on the offensive side of the ball tonight, just for some good candor, just to kind of talk about the guys on our roster who we expect to contribute, who we expect to compete. We don't know what this offense is going to look like for real. No telling, who's healthy. We're just making lovely predictions in the middle of July. So I want to start off with the running game real quick. Who is going to lead Auburn in rush yards per carry? This may seem pretty straightforward for a lot of you. But I think it's
per carry is the operative word on this one.
Is there a minimum amount of rushes?
We'll say
I think there probably should be.
It should be.
There's a minimum hour because I know who I would pick if there's not a minimum for sure.
What should be the minimum, gentlemen?
Minimum 25 rushes.
Yeah, I say 20 or 25.
25 carries on the season.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. All right. Rushing yards per carry.
Of course, Darkwoods Hunter had a ridiculous rush yards per carry.
He has led in that stat the past 2 seasons.
Man, it was insane. Something like 7 yards per carry or something crazy like that. Yeah. I'm stuck between him and Robbie Ashford.
Oh, I hadn't even thought about Robbie being in this conversation.
I was actually thinking about Robbie in another stat.
Yeah, but still yards per carry. Robbie, if he gets his opportunity to come in,
25 carries. You tell me you're not gonna get 25 carries on the season?
Yeah, this got way more interesting. Okay,
There's 12 games. If he gets 3 carries per game, he's almost there.
Wow.
3 carries per game.
Should we bump that up? Should we bump up the carries?
No. I think that's good. I think that's a very interesting. It makes it a very interesting conversation when you think. My brain was on running backs, and I was not thinking about that.
No,
I mean, wow.
I know Chris Dixon's. No, I'm saying who will lead rushing yards per carry.
He did not say running backs. He
didn't say running
yard. Yeah, he said yards per carry. So,
give me Robbie Ashford.
Yards per carry. That's not a bad pick. That's not a bad pick.
It's not unheard of that if you give him the ball like 30 times on the season, if he has 30 rushes.
I think this is different if Robbie is
he's like 8 or 9 yards per
though.
It is. But
if he's coming in spot duty to do something, then he has a really good shot at this. If he's the actual QB down by down, because the sacks are going to count against him.
If he's hitting those short to intermediate passes, he's running the ball less though, and he's just as dangerous. Like I'm telling you. And if this O line is improved,
he looked dang good running the ball during spring too.
Yeah, give me Robbie all day. I'm sorry. Like if you go back and you look at his running, hold on, wait. What was his stats from last year? I mean, because he played a lot, right? So for last year, that didn't work.
I can look it up. Hold on.
Right.
Unless you
I got it. Come on, Google.
I need it too. I need to pull it up myself.
Okay, so on the season last year,
He averaged.
They really gonna do me like this?
He averaged 4.6 yards.
Yep. On 153 carries, though. If you take that down below 100, I think 8-9 yards a carry is not out of the question.
It's not out of the question. Like I said, it just depends again if he is the starting QB and those sack yards go against him.
Do they really? Are we
Yes.
still doing that in college?
Absolutely.
That's
Absolutely.
That's such a stupid stat. Counting
That's why it's
your
not as high
rushing
as it
total.
is last year because it should be higher when you think about it.
Yeah, that's true.
I think I'm still going to have to go Jarquez, though. I think I'm going to go Jarquez.
Okay. I mean, that's not a bad pick.
Yeah. I mean, Robbie's a really good pick. Like I said, he hadn't even entered my mind when he said the stat, but I'm going to go Jarquez as a yards per carry, even though I think it's going to be tougher for him this year as being the guy that they're keying on. Oh man, because I was in my mind, I was seesawing between him and Batee just because I thought he was going to be the change of pace guy.
I like Batee. I like Batee may be that other person that you have to account for because you're
this
used
is tough.
He's a change of pace back now. He is your change of pace back.
This is tough, man, because I also think that Damari Alston's just hard to tackle. Man, golly, we have good running backs on this team.
I know. What about the freshman? Anybody think the freshman gets at least 25?
He's not going to touch 25.
I don't think. That's the only problem. I don't know if he's going to get the requisite number of carries, and he may get, even if he does get 25 carries in the season, he's going to have a couple of them that are just like 1 and 2 yards, and it's going to hurt his overall average. I don't think he gets there.
What if he's getting it in garbage time?
Yeah, I'm just saying, even still, like he's going to be with the garbage O-line too, right? Like it's not as if he stays with the first team O-line and goes out there.
That's true.
So he may not. They may be getting more penetration during that time from the opposite side. Pause. And
that was borderline gross.
And so he might not get that opportunity to do it. So yeah, I'm gonna go Jarquez on that.
So we got a Robbie Ashford, a Jarquez. I think I may go Batee.
There's literally not a bad choice here.
This is a really good running back room.
Yeah,
I'm going Batee here.
I think this is a really good running back room.
Just because everyone was focused on Tank last year, and it allowed other guys to really get theirs. Jarquez being one of them. Damari Alston even broke off some major runs because everyone was looking for Tank. I think with everyone focused on Jarquez, I think his numbers go down a little bit, or his average goes down a little bit.
That's fair, and that's why I was teetering off of that from him, because I was like, I don't know if he's going to have that same yards per carry this season, but I'm going to give it to the young man and say he leads it. But yeah, Batee, Robbie Ashford, I've got Jarquez. B. Will, what say you?
I don't think it's going to be Jarquez. Too many bites at the apple. When you're the main back, you're also the guy taking those end of the game. We're running out the clock, and y'all know it snaps. I'm gonna get 2 yards, but it's cool because I just wanted to get this down over with. Like that's gonna hurt his average. Him being the number one guy that they game plan for when they're looking at the bulk of our running plays, it's gonna hurt his average. It's not that Jarquez isn't talented enough to get it. I think we all know he is, but when all of the game circumstances that make that harder to do, I don't think Jarquez gets it. I'm actually on the fence of whether or not Batee gets the requisite number of carries. And let me clarify here. He's also expected to be our kick returner and punt returner, right? Correct. Or wait, kick or punt, or kick and punt?
I think it's probably he's not a punt returner, so it's likely going to just be kick. I mean, they could put him on punt, but I think my guy Keontae Scott's gonna have that wrapped up. So
that's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Says the former president of Keontae Scott's fan club.
Hey, listen, when I talked to him on the interview, he said he was looking forward to getting back on the punt duty. So hey, listen, I'm gonna trust my guy.
And then when the interview ended, he told you what he was going to do at that position too, right? He was like, "It's going to be on, right?"
Oh yeah,
that's okay. But you're not going to tell that. You're going to say that. Gotcha.
So when we get to the question of all-purpose yards, I'm really thinking Batee then. if he was going to get
We ain't there
25
yet,
carries,
man. Stop
I
jumping
know,
ahead.
but I'm thinking about this question because
it's so exciting.
if I have to think about what he's going to do just with carries at running back, it's not that he couldn't do shoulder to low both ways, right? He could be the second running back on the field. I'm wondering, how do you keep Damari Alston as a true number 2? As a number 3 in this case. Do you believe Brian Battie will get second running back snaps instead of third running back snaps? That's the question, the debate I'm having in my head right now.
I mean,
everything.
Yeah, it does that. I don't know that matters. If he gets 30 carries on the season and
Right.
a lot of them are big carries, it doesn't really matter. His yards per carry is going to be high.
They would be if he gets that. You know what I'm saying?
I think he'll get 30 carries on the season.
I think he could.
How many?
I don't know.
How many carries did Damari Alston get last year?
Like 10?
14.
Yeah, 14 last year.
And that's his RB3.
I think Battie could double that up in the season, bro.
And that's also think about this, towards the end of the season when all we were doing was running.
But DeMar was a true freshman too, so
yeah, I think it's a possibility he gets that many. I think he'll get the requisite. Anyway, I ain't trying to convince you what to do. What's your vote, bro?
Say what you're gonna say.
Right.
I think it's gonna be Damari Alston. I think it's gonna be Damari.
I like how all of us pick someone different. I like
the second running back has a unique opportunity to be everybody's keyed in and ready for not just what you saw on tape from Jarquez Hunter, but how he's been running behind the line, like how he moves. You're in tune with that, and then Alston hits you with what's likely to be more contact running, a more tired defense at that point in time. I think the change-up back has a unique advantage, and I believe that Damari will be that change-up back more likely than Battie will. I think Battie still gets on the field. I think he gets 25 over the season, but I think that 25 is going to be situational, change of pace, things like that. I think Damari is going to be, all right, come hammer him because they're already falling down. So I think Damari gets to 7, most likely.
All right, like it. All right, guys, this problem may be a little bit more easier for you. We did rush yards per carry. Now we're doing rush yards per game.
Oh, yes, that's easier.
Yeah. Rushing yards per game.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Jarquez.
Oh, it's got to be Jarquez, right? Yeah. I mean, listen, does the possibility of him, and again, I'm speculating, missing a couple games to start the season skew this number?
Yes. I don't think he misses any games,
especially against weaker opponents.
I don't think he misses any.
It is a possibility that it will skew the numbers, though. If right, he said the possibility of it. If it does, it will skew the numbers. Absolutely.
I agree. But I think he's
because he'd have more time to pad that number in the earlier games if he were in
right. Yeah, because of who he played in those early games. Yeah.
Whether or not, though, right? Like you could still potentially, have him only play a couple series versus UMass, even if he were in there, and then the rest of the game go to somebody like Battie or Damari, and he's going to end up having more rush yards in that game just because he's going to have more snaps because they're the second, third back. But yeah, I think the answer to this, assuming everybody plays and people aren't getting hurt and all that thing, I think the answer to this is Jarquez.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go Jarquez as well. All right,
Jarquez, yeah.
Much more interesting one here.
When was the last? I mean, when was the last time? Was Tank the last 1,000-yard back?
Yes.
Did he get it? And I think it was the bowl game.
Actually, yeah, he
2021.
2021, he crossed 1,000 yards in the bowl game against Houston. That's correct.
Okay. Yeah,
barely, but he got there.
Yeah, it used to be a foregone conclusion, right, that there would be 1,000-yard back. And these days it's been kind of tough. So, I think we get back on that trend with Jarquez. As a matter of fact, I think even if he had to miss a couple of games, he still probably breaks like 1,200 yards on the season.
It's possible.
Okay. Rushing touchdowns. Who leads in rushing touchdowns?
This is an interesting question, right? Mm-hmm. Because, how many remember when it became a thing when you started playing fantasy and you became keenly aware of how the back you played would carry the ball all the way down the field just for them to pull him on the goal line and put somebody else in.
Mm-hmm.
This is how it was. Who was it that year? Was it Carry On and
Petway.
Petway? Yeah. Carry On would get, hawked down at the 5-yard line, be exhausted. Then Cam Petway would come in and score the touchdown. That happened a lot for them that season.
Yeah, I mean, listen, there's no doubt, right? Robbie poached some touchdowns from Tank last year. Pulling the ball on that read option. This is an interesting question. Again, it should be a no-brainer, right? Like Jarquez under. But if you had Trey Mason and Nick Marshall playing together in the red zone, you never knew which one of them was going to get the ball and go in the end zone.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Poetry in motion, man. I remember those days.
I'm going to go with Jarquez, but only because I said that I think Peyton Thorne is going to start. Now, I think he gives it to the running backs. So I'm still going to go with Jarquez on this one.
So if you're saying if you thought that Robbie Ashford was the starter, you might pick Robbie in that instance.
I would be not necessarily Robbie. I'm just saying
it makes it tougher.
If he's taking touchdowns from Jarquez
person,
and they decide that they want the change up back in on third and goal, I wouldn't like Jarquez's prospects there. Too many things happen, too many variables, right? Because you already are facing that one. Do they pull him on the goal line and put in Sean Jackson, for example, or Damari Alston? So if we're just talking that, I'm maybe a little more confident. But if you're talking about the quarterback keeping it regularly, I don't know.
Are there any packages that they put in that features Robbie in the red zone?
Right, and that's still possible as well too, right? He still has that, even as not the starter, to post touchdowns from his running back. So I'll go with Jarquez on this one. I think he's going to score about 4 or 5 touchdowns from like 15 yards out this season. I think there's going to be some red zones where they hand it off to him on 3rd and 3 from the 15, and he goes all the way to the end zone. But, he's just poised for a big. This has got to be his year. He's poised for a big season. So that means yards, touchdowns, all of it.
Ike?
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with Jarquez as well on this one. I think he is going to be our TD leader on the ground. No reason to doubt that young man and his ability to do that.
Same for me.
Ashford makes it interesting for me, but I'm going to go Jarquez. I am going to go Jarquez here. So I think that's...
I'm keeping track of these, by the way. I got them on a spreadsheet. We're going to,
No, I know you do. I know you. All purpose, before we get to the break, all purpose yards. Your turn, B. I'm going to let you go first.
This one's interesting.
But for all the reasons I said. Kicking off to the end zone, let's assume, hey, I don't know. You know what? This is a tougher question because I wonder what the percentage of kicks that he actually chose to field were. What's his propensity to take it out of the end zone? Some guys are like, I'm taking this no matter what. Even if they just get right back to the 25, they are taking it. Some guys go,
if it's less than 2 yards deep, I think he's going to take it out.
He's running it.
Ooh-wee. I'm assume. So how often we get the ball back? It depends on how much the other team scores, right? True. So what's that? How good's our defense going to be? We're going to be giving up touchdowns? Well, field goals too. So bend don't break. You still get kicked off to a lot, right? So much to consider. I'm going to still say Batiste. I don't want to overthink this. I think he has a chance to come down with 50 all-purpose yards per game. Easily. Probably just off of kickoffs. Now, again, is he RB2 or is he RB3? I already committed to Damari as RB2 with my other pick.
Man, I'm not going to overthink this, but I'm going to analyze my thinking like for another 5 minutes.
All right. Who else? Wait, who else is taking kicks? Is anybody else taking kicks in spring? Taking kickoffs in spring?
Oh,
that's
I don't
the
know.
intel I need. See, are they going to be splitting that duty?
I mean, they're going to have 2 people back there every time for sure, right? Damari was returning kicks last year a little bit for us. I don't know if that's going to still be the case this season. I don't have any.
And if he ends up lighting some people up, that could kick away from him. See, you know what? Jarquez.
Oh, okay.
Jarquez.
Yeah.
I think
So
between rushing and
Talk
receiving,
himself out of it.
I think he still gets more than Petit does. I think it's a possibility Petit could be somebody they kick away from. He looked pretty electric on the tape we saw of him in South Florida. And you only kick to him once or twice and get burned before teams go, all right, enough of that. So I'm going to say Jarquez.
Ike?
Yeah, I'm going Brian Petit. He led the nation in this last year. I don't see any reason why he can't lead our team this year.
Yeah, I'm going to go Petit. Mike? You're muted.
If you're talking about, if you're at the kicking yards, make it an interesting question.
Mm-hmm.
If we're just talking yards from scrimmage, Tank had 1,150 yards from scrimmage last year.
Mm-hmm.
And if Petit can catch the ball out of the backfield,
which is what I actually like B. Will's pick of Jarquez Hunter because he is going to get some receptions. And so if he's a 1,200 yard rusher and then he gets another 600-700 yards, passing or something crazy like that, he could get 1,800 all purpose yards
on them wheel routes out of the backfield. Like if
screens.
I actually like Jarquez now that I think about it.
Man, wow, this is Jarquez Hunter show. Yeah, I'm going with Jarquez.
I'm sticking with Brian Petit, but yeah.
I think that I go back in my mind to that LSU game where Robbie found him on that deep ball, while he was rolling out to his right, I believe.
Yes, he was rolling right.
He catches the ball so effortlessly. Like he looks like a natural wide receiver out there catching the ball. And I think that's a significant advantage here. Plus, he's got great speed, and he's hard to tackle.
Yeah,
all true.
So then you got all them yards after contact that he's going to get. Because he can juke you, right? He can run past you. Hell, he can jump over you. We saw them do that.
A couple of times he did it against Penn State.
He'll hurdle you. Yeah. So Jarquez is hard not to pick here. Yeah, Jarquez.
All right.
Okay, 3 Jarquez's and 1 Petit.
Yes, indeed.
Here. All right. Good talk so far. I'm gonna grab this. We're gonna comment on it. SS Austin says, I can never pronounce his name. Steve, is it Wiltfong?
That's how I would say it.
Just gave Jalen Crawford a prediction to AU. He commits Saturday. He's a 4-star defensive back. Few people have been feeling like this kid was leaning to Auburn. We will definitely see on Saturday.
Yeah, it was another kid they thought was leaning to Auburn about a week ago.
Oof. Jaded B? Jaded B?
I don't want to see no more crystal balls. I don't want to see crystals. I don't want to see White Castle. I don't want to see none of it.
Okay. All right. You won't see it then. All right.
White Castle.
No form of crystals. I don't want to see any of it.
Well, we will see for sure. We will definitely see for sure. Guys, good conversation so far. We will get back to talking about other statistics on the offensive side of the ball, but you are watching the Midweek Report courtesy of auburnsports.com. Guys, share this video, smash the like button, and subscribe to those who have just found us and are new to the channel. We will pause to acknowledge our sponsors.
This edition of the War Report is brought to you by our generous sponsors, auburnsports.com. For news and notes on all things Auburn Sports, head over to auburnsports.com. Harmon Mechanical, a heating and air company offering premier service to the Auburn area and surrounding areas. Give them a call at 334-219-0717 or head over to their website at harmonmechanical.com. Let them know the War Report sent you. Harmon Mechanical. We're there when you need air. And our giveaway sponsor, War Eagle Oil. For all of your motor oil and related products, head over to wareagleoil.com. As always, thank you to the sponsors of the War Report. Thank you to those of you who continue to support us with membership. We try to reward you with some great content like film reviews, and we got some great stuff coming up from SEC Media Days. We have some wonderful things coming up during the season, ticket giveaways, exclusive chats, all those things. Make sure you stay locked in with us. If you're not a member, go ahead and click that join button to become a part of the Green Name Gang. If you are a member and you want to be like Auburn Dad today and gift the membership to somebody, you could do that right now from the live chat. Go ahead and click the button. Somebody gets a free month of membership on you. They have to pay the bill after that, but we appreciate everybody who continues to give memberships in whatever way you choose to do so. Hashtag get your weight up right now in the live chat to be a part of the drawing that we're going to do right around the 1 hour mark. We're giving away a free War Report t-shirt. It's courtesy of War Eagle Oil. Head to wareagleoil.com to get a little something for your automotive needs. Make sure you head over to wareagleoil.com. Special shout out to Harmon Mechanical again. If you got some needs for your HVAC system, make sure you lock in with them, harmonmechanical.com. 334-219-0717. Harmon Mechanical is there when you need air. Great company to make sure that if you're in the Auburn area and you have needs for your HVAC preventative or you need it repaired, Harmon Mechanical's got you. Shout out to the War Report Network, the College Loop, Up-Tempo Podcast, the Auburn Express. Those guys have been great to partner with so far, and we appreciate them for continuing to rock with us. You guys make sure you go over there and hit them up on YouTube and subscribe there. Make sure you're listening on podcasts. Download it. Give them 5-star reviews if you love the content. Something special for y'all, man. We had the opportunity to sit down and talk with, let me take all this nonsense off. I want to talk to y'all. We had the opportunity to sit down and talk with some players from the Auburn football team this past Monday. And we got a new segment that we're going to be doing over the next couple of weeks. So we're going to try to do a couple of these. But unveiling for y'all for the first time, the Fireside Chat. Yes, indeed. Fireside Chat, man, sponsored by Golden's Cast Iron. We had our first one with an opportunity to sit down with 3 of the members of the wide receiver room. Mm-hmm. This is the first of many, right? So you guys make sure that you stay locked. I had not been saying for like a couple of weeks, man, we got some special stuff coming up for y'all this summer.
They don't take you serious, man. They don't take you serious.
They think I just be talking. I don't know how many times I got to prove to you that we're going to be doing special things for you to just be like, man, I can't wait for it.
You haven't seen anything like this.
No.
I mean, this was a candid conversation. It was myself and Ike and the players that you saw there. And, we sat around the fire pit. Yeah. Brought to you by Golden's Cast Iron.
Yes, sir.
Our great new show sponsor. And we just got a chance to kind of get real with them.
Yeah.
It's you see your standard media interview. And how many times have you guys watched an interview and tweeted at us or been in the comment section on a video saying, hey, man, we appreciate the questions you guys ask. And this was a chance to kind of get them in a different environment where they're not like media programmed to say all the standard things and just be kind of themselves and talk. So if you really want to get, I think the aim of this is to humanize these players a lot more to the fan base. Helmets off. This is what they look like. This is who they are. This is how they dress. Right. This is what they talk about. This is what they like. It's just them.
Yeah.
And, let's say these guys are more than just a number and a helmet. I think that more fans need to see that. And that's going to be the goal of these. So stay tuned. Like I said, we're going to do a few of these.
Like I said, that's just the first one, bro. Like, trust me, we got more coming. It's I've asked you to trust me before. I think sometimes y'all think I just be saying stuff like, man, we got some stuff coming up for y'all. Don't worry. And we're not done.
Another live? No, we got some stuff coming up for y'all.
We're not done. Just trust me, we're not done. So
Hey, see, make sure you use that voice again soon. I like that. Another live.
Another live.
That's the doubter's voice. I like that. Put that one in your back pocket.
Joshua Palmer, welcome.
Hey.
Welcome to the family. Juice High says White Castle slander will not be tolerated, B.
Man, I'm so sorry. A White Castle is disgusting. Crystals is disgusting.
I mean, he's not wrong.
That ain't even meat. That's not meat on them little patties, on them little buns, brother. That is not meat. Please don't eat that food. Stop. If you like that food, then you have a problem. All right. I'm gonna find the number.
Lost a member. Thanks, B. Will. Appreciate you slandering my guys.
We connect on a lot of things, Juice. I'm sorry,
Juice Ice.
No, I don't want that. I want better for you. I want better for you than White Castle or Crystals. We got to find a way to get you on some better food, brother.
With some apologetic shade there. I want better for you. Corey Weber says, not sure I've eaten Crystals sober.
Nobody has. I mean, that's facts. Right? And it was one of the that and Taco Bell when we were in college were two the only like that was like the latest stuff you could eat.
Yeah, they are open later than everybody else. So you kind of get the benefit of just it's all you got left. It's the ugly girl before the lights come on.
Wow.
It got so much better, man. It got so much better though. Late night, they got some good options down here now.
See, so you gonna do a whole podcast on that, okay?
The ugly girl before the lights come on.
Yeah, right. Ear goggles with the ugly girl before the lights come on.
Subscribe to the Tipping Point, by the way. They're gonna cover this next episode. I just made the request.
It's gonna be about a 10-minute recording. Don't do it. All right.
You're gonna regret this.
This is a very good question, though, man. You know what I'm saying? What if Crystal wanted to sponsor us, man? You just killed it, bro.
Oh, then it's great. It's awesome.
I'm not gonna ask y'all to lie about no food. So.
I will lie my ass off.
Crystals, they make food. Anyway, that's gonna be our endorsement. Crystals, they got a restaurant up the street. So anyway,
B Will got to eat a Crystal's burger for every win, Jimbo.
No, that ain't in the contract. I'm gonna make sure that is not in the contract.
Have you guys seen that TikTok trend that's going on right now?
I'm gonna stop you right there. No.
When a girl says, "Have you ever received a Snapchat from a girl that stops?" It's like, nope. Anyway, watch this, and then that song Black Betty, I think it is called, plays to some ridiculous like video. Is that what
same answer? Yeah. Have not seen it.
Okay, all right.
I don't even have a TikTok. No,
I'll send it to you guys.
Yeah. Okay. So we can say we saw it.
Sponsorships. We got convictions, Haley.
Yeah, listen, man, it's okay. We want to have sponsorships from people we can believe in.
You've seen people who do sponsors for people. You be like, you don't use
that.
Yeah, that's like me doing a sponsorship for somebody that's like
for tanning lotion. Right? What is tanning lotion? What?
Really?
You ain't tanning.
Yeah, I can't do a sponsorship for like hair growth. Like, what are we doing here? I don't have that. Unless it works on your beard, I can't even talk to you.
That's true.
Right.
Yeah, I feel you. Greg, welcome.
See, Haley saw the TikTok. I'm not alone.
I didn't say he was wrong. I just said I ain't seen it.
Yeah, we didn't see it, bro. Sorry.
I know. I'm just saying I'm not alone.
Okay. Passing yards. Let's get to these passing stats.
Oh yeah, this is a good one.
Passing touchdowns.
Okay.
What you got?
Know what? I can say with confidence that I will be doing the most passing. So since I will be passing on Crystals and White Castle. Nobody eating that mess. Okay, for real though. It's gonna be Peyton Thorne. I think he will be designated the starter as the more proficient passer in the quarterback room. Now, if that remains the case over the course of the season, nobody knows. Injury could affect that. Terrible conditions on the offensive line could affect our ability to get the ball to the wide receivers. And then
that's not the case.
I mean, we hope that's not the case. But I think if you look at what the plan is coming out of fall camp and what I think it will be Peyton Thorne's QB1. He's going to be slinging it. If that plan goes to hell, then hey, a lot of stuff could change. But right now, I think that's the plan, and Peyton Thorne's going to get those passing yards and touchdowns.
Hold on, bro. Who is this being petty that changed their name to White Castle, bro? Like, what is wrong? Y'all are ridiculous, man.
This is fun. This is fun. Y'all
I
crazy,
love y'all. I love y'all.
Oh my god.
Wow.
White Castle with a Bo Jackson Abbey.
All right. And then donated the exact amount for like 2 crystals.
Why do you know how much that food costs, man? Huh? Stop going there.
No, them 2001 prices.
Oh god.
Right, right. I'm pretty sure they do not cost that much now.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they don't cost that much.
That does not adjusted for inflation.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is when we was in college. $1.99. 2 crystals, a fry, and a little drink.
Yep.
Unbelievable, B. Will. Just kidding. What y'all think about Tolan?
We already spoke on that, man. You got to rewind. You know, we don't have much to say about it. You know, bless him, and hopefully everything's good with him.
Yeah, man. Like I said, I'm telling you, so many times people think that this is something, again, nefarious, and it ends up being something super personal. And I think that we should respect his privacy and hope that he comes back.
Yeah,
for sure. All right, back to passing touchdowns.
Yeah, this is kind of an early bet on who you think is going to quarterback the majority of the year if you're doing this. And I right now I have no reason to believe that it's not going to be Peyton Thorne. So until otherwise, it's Peyton Thorne.
Is this? Let me ask you this. Let's do this then. Do we expect it to not be Peyton Thorne on any of the other passing stats? Passing yards per game, passing yards per completion.
Oh, yards per completion might be different though. What are we given as the requisite like bar for that?
In terms of completed passes,
like a minimum number of passes.
Is that the same as yards per attempt?
Or attempts though. Yeah, I'm about to say attempts.
Yards per attempt.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, pretty.
Yards per attempt. I think is. But so that's still. I think that's different because somebody else might have fewer bites at the apple and come in, Robbie Ashford come in on a whatever, and they think it's going to be a QB keep, and then he busts him over the head for a 40-yarder, right? And then garbage time stuff, he's, slicing people up. Ooh, I don't know. I think I'm still going to go Peyton Thorne on that though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so for reference, right, in the SEC last year, the top 2 quarterbacks for yards per attempt were Hendon Hooker and Stetson Bennett at 9.5 and 9.1 respectively. Robbie Ashford came in at 6.5.
Almost a first down every time they threw the ball. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro.
That's nuts. Yeah. That's
absolutely nuts.
Yeah. KJ Jefferson and Bryce Young were 8.8 each. Will Levis came in at 8.5. Jackson Dart was 8.2. Anthony Richardson, 7.8. B's favorite player, Spencer Rattler.
Don't do that.
7.6.
His boy, actually.
And then Jaden Daniels came in at 7.5. You got to get over 7 yards per attempt, I think.
Agreed.
Yeah, you got to find a way to be over 7 yards per attempt. So this is where Hugh Freeze has to make the biggest impact, right? Like, this is where his offense and his tutelage of quarterbacks has to make the biggest impact. So they need to improve by about 1 to 1.5 yards per attempt.
Okay. Yeah, I still think the answer for the team is going to be Peyton Thorne this season on
Yeah, I think it has to be.
Yeah. So your question, are any of the passing things going to be anything but Peyton Thorne? I think that unless you're just asking what quarterback has the most rush yards.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. B, Mike, do you agree with that?
I agree.
Okay. Well, let's move to receptions per game.
Ooh.
This opens it up because you're talking about running backs, tight ends.
Yeah, the
receivers.
Tight ends. This is interesting.
I'm going to tell you how this is going to go.
How's it going to go?
Whoever the quarterback is going to drop back, and he's going to go through his checks, and he's going to say, "Oh, there's Jay Fair. He's going to throw. And he's going to keep doing that until he is the receptions leader. It's going to happen.
This is tough, man. I think I'm going to go Rivaldo Fairweather on this.
Check down to Jay Fair.
When I was looking at these questions, I thought about Fairweather.
I think I might go Fairweather on. I don't know, because I'm teetering between that and him on yards per catch. Because I don't know if he gets a lot of catches, but he might get a lot of yards per catch. Ooh, receptions per game. Gosh, this actually might be Jarquez Hunter too. Actually.
You know what's so crazy is, last year how anemic we was throwing the ball. Tank was
that's why I said this might be actually Jarquez too, considering we might be hitting a lot of checkdowns to Mike's point.
Yeah.
And I've been told that Thorne likes to check down.
He does. I don't know, but you know what? I actually think I'm going to go with Mike here and say Jay Fair. I think we're going to throw that bubble screen or those now looks a lot to the slot guy. I'm going to go Jay Fair on this. Number of receptions per game. Yeah, I'm going to go Jay Fair.
Yeah. I'll go a step further and I tell you, I think Jay Fair doesn't have a single drop next season.
Wow.
No drops. He catches everything.
I have no idea who's going to get the most catches. None.
We don't
too many new
makes
pieces.
You feel any better.
Yeah, I know. I don't even have an inkling, so I can lean one way or another. I could say the running backs are going to get a lot of work, or Jay Fair as a quick underneath receiver is going to get a lot of work. But honestly,
pick a name out of hat, man.
I'm trying to think of all the receivers we just got. Okay.
Hooks,
Shorter.
Shorter. Caleb, I don't think he's
Burton.
Really. Yeah, I don't think Caleb Burton is gonna.
Camden.
You got Camden Brown, Malcolm Johnson, who wasn't out there during the spring, is out there. Oh gosh,
that's what I was going to go
one
with.
too. Golly,
that's what I was going to go.
You got the tight ends, you got the running. This is tough, bro. This is tough.
I'm not. I can't.
It's everything's new. Like I'm telling you, it's so hard because you can't go based on anything that happened last year.
Yeah,
right. Much. This is going to be all new.
Who's going to be the possession receiver guy? Like the guy we needed on 3rd and 5, and he's like, because again, that could be a Rivaldo thing. It's like, all right, we're gonna hit our tight end, post him up. We got Camden Brown who could big boy somebody. You got Hooks who could big boy somebody. We hadn't even talked about what's the kid that transferred from Hawaii / Cincy.
What is his name? I forgot his name.
Nick
Martner. Yeah.
Man, this is tough.
Going to use this opportunity to plug our fireside chat with the wide receivers.
Yeah.
you definitely don't want to miss this segment. We covered so many things, and you'd be surprised to hear what these guys have to say about their teammates in that position room. So, I mean, I have fresh perspective on this.
Yeah.
Right. Now, I was going to say Jay Fair anyway, but even more after the fireside chat, maybe. I was like, oh, yeah, he's definitely going to go out there and get me that money. Let's go, Jay Fair.
So who you got, C, since B is going he's going to analyze himself to death on this?
Yeah.
I'm not even analyzing. I'm just not thinking about it.
Paralysis by analysis is over there, B. Thomas Jones, super sticker. He says, is Mike G and Jay Fair related?
We covered this. No.
Somebody said, is he my illegitimate son?
That's funny.
No, I know his dad.
Yeah.
So no.
Oh, man. I am going to go
illegitimate son. Pull out game undefeated.
Thanks.
I'm going to go Fairweather.
Okay.
I'm going Fairweather.
Okay. Listen,
because I think VAR and Fair kind of cancel each other out. I think they're going to be getting some of each other's pun intended. Ike, I see what you did there. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go Fairweather there.
Man, B, just pick somebody so we can get the name on here and move on, bro. I don't care.
All right, your boy.
Who's pick somebody, man?
I said your boy.
Fair.
He don't play for us.
No, that's your boy. That's not your boy. And you know the difference. I don't know, man. Just pick somebody and put them on the paper.
All right, I'm putting Cameron Stutz on there.
There you go.
I said pick somebody. That's what I get.
Yes,
that's fine.
exactly what you get.
Yeah,
that's fine. Hey, now I'm gonna be petitioning. Hey, coach, you think Cameron Stutz can get on the field? And 12 personnel. He's a big body.
JJ Evans. Put JJ
Evans. That's who it should.
Yeah, that's who you should have put. JJ Evans is B. Will's pick.
The ghost of JJ Evans.
Blake Robinson, Kobe Hudson. Just start naming the guys who just ain't been here forever.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen. What you got for receiving touchdowns?
Oh, I love this question. I love this
question. Let's go. Let's do it.
Receiving touchdowns is definitely going to be Camden Brown. Camden Brown is going to catch fades. He's going to, I think that he's going to be, I think you see Camden Brown moss multiple dudes this season.
I forgot about Amari Kelly in all of this conversation.
Golly,
bro.
It's hard. There's a lot of guys in that room, but I'm telling you, I think this is going to be Camden Brown.
Ike, touchdown.
I'm not asking B. Will no more questions.
I'm in a toss right here between Fairweather and Shorter actually on this.
Oh, okay. 2 new guys.
Yeah, just because Shorter, I mean, golly, all he did was catch touchdowns before he got here, bro. That's right. Just he was just a touchdown catching guy.
That's not a bad one.
I'm gonna go Fairweather on this one. I'm gonna go
Erica
Fairweather.
Ratney says JJ.
I mean,
Johnson.
Yards per reception. We get to that
Greg
in a minute.
Says Coy.
Ooh, Coy's a good pick. So it's a lot of good picks on this, bro. Like I'm gonna go Fairweather though. I'm gonna go Fairweather.
I don't trust you a Fairweather fan.
Yeah.
Hey.
Right, got it.
All right. Hey, you ain't Jay Fair Dad. You got the dad ass jokes though.
I've been waiting for like 15 minutes to make that joke. Fairweather fans.
Oh gosh. All right.
No, but that's a good thing.
I'm gonna say Fairweather too.
Okay.
Say Fairweather too.
He actually giving us an answer on this one.
I think I'm gonna go Camden on this one. I like Camden.
Okay.
I like
it. I like it.
I was tempted to say Hooks, but I'm gonna go Camden here.
Hooks is not a bad choice.
Let's see here.
This is gonna be so interesting to see how they split up the targets in this offense. Like we have no idea, and so many dudes could be like, no, but he could be great at that. But so could he, and so could he. It's gonna be fun, man. The way you had to do this is actually kind of hurts.
Yeah.
Of all the people the names who aren't here anymore, that's the wide receiver I think I want to see the most.
Out of Utah, he's excited for his new opportunity out there.
Yeah.
Good luck to that kid.
Hope he balls out.
Still talk to him from time to time, so he's doing well. He's feeling optimistic. Wish him
awesome.
well.
Beat Florida, so my over/under picks for the season could be correct. Y'all beat Florida.
Yeah.
I actually will be rooting incredibly hard for that kid in that game for sure.
Yeah.
So, best of luck to him. Listen, it's giveaway time. Giving away a T-shirt courtesy of War Eagle Oil. # get your weight up, Ike.
Let's do it. 74 people decided they wanted to hit the hashtag. Somebody's got to win it. Who shall it be? Today it goes to
they did you
One
wrong,
Love.
Blake.
One Love. Where you
love
at?
that
Where you
Abby.
at? One Love.
Are you here, One Love? Are you here? Are you here? Let us know if you're here. Let's get back to it, gentlemen. Receiving yards.
Total receiving yards in the season. Yards per game. What are you going? Yards per game or total receiving yards?
Total receiving yards.
Total yards on the season.
I'm not gonna overthink this one. I'm gonna say Shorter because of his unique skill set. He is the deep threat. He caught a lot of long passes. His yards per catch was one of the highest in the NCAA last year. I'm gonna say Shorter without knowing anything about what they want to do with the other personnel. But when that's what you do, like Camden Brown could be a wide catch radius over the middle. He could do that on the sideline. Shorter is the go ball dude. Shorter. That's my
This
answer.
is an interesting question.
Yeah, because I mean, I think number of receptions is going to factor into this heavily as to how many receiving yards the person gets.
We talking deep ball here? We talking deep ball?
No, just total yards on the season,
total
not
yards,
yards per,
period.
not yards per catch.
Oh, who's the go-to guy?
I'm going to go Camden on this one. Here's what you gotta factor into this. Do you think anybody on this team has the potential to be 1,000-yard receiver this year? And who has that potential? Who has the most of that potential on this team? Because that's who's going to have. If you think somebody's going to break 1,000, they're going to be the guy that's going to get the most receiving yards.
Hold on, let me text Coy right quick.
Flex.
He said yes. There is multiple. He said 3,000-yard receivers. Most confident dude ever. Wow, man. Hugh Freeze has an 800-yard receiver every season, just about. Who do we think that guy is going to be? And this is such
VAR was right at 500 last year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we only threw the ball 4 times last year.
Mm-hmm.
A whole, like 4 total?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to go with I think I'm going to go with Camden on this one.
You said Camden. Mike said Camden.
I'm going to go with Camden on this one.
B. Will said
It's
shorter.
It's hard for me with the new guys.
You said
So, you know,
shorter, B.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Camden. I'm gonna go Camden.
Yeah, I don't. I think he's so supremely talented. He's a physical presence. You know, he's going to be a year smarter, stronger, faster, all that stuff. You know, and the passing game is going to be. There are going to be more opportunities, I think, in this offense. I can't stress enough. You don't want to miss this fireside chat when we put it out next week. Like, these guys gave us the tea, and the tea was good. So,
okay.
Okay, pause. B. Will, what you got?
Wait, yeah, I thought I already said shorter.
You did. Why? What are you calling timeout for?
Because he said and the T was good. I didn't like the way that sounded, so that was my pause.
Oh,
talking about tea, man.
That's kind of a weak pause right there.
Yeah,
I know, man.
You're gonna make tea nasty.
Tea, all tea ain't good. I mean, what you?
That's not pause worthy, man.
Yeah, don't waste the pause. Don't waste the pause.
Okay.
Flag
Pull that pause. Pull that pause.
Unwarranted pause.
I'm getting pause for my pause.
What you guys see?
Receptions.
No, who did you have receiving yards?
I said Camden. I said Camden.
Okay, all right, cool. Make sure I get that down. You said receptions per game.
Receptions per game.
Oh, man, I don't know.
I know. That's why it's fun. Have some fun, B.
Golly, man. This is gonna
be Jay Fair.
It's that betting B Will popping up right here. I don't want to be wrong. I can't pick the wrong person.
It's not about being wrong. It's like every proposition. There's some logic that goes into it.
Yeah, I'm going with Jay Fair.
And then pick somebody, even if the logic don't match.
We don't have the correct information. I would not make these bets.
We're not
insufficient information.
They're not betting this. It's for fun. Have fun. Gosh.
Remember jokes. This is Jay, man. I think Jay's gonna break out this year, and then we're gonna be talking about him being one of the best receivers of the conference next year.
Fair, gotcha.
Yeah,
Camden.
You know what makes this interesting to think about, though, is that in the past, when we've had somebody be successful at a position of reception, usually it was because they were better at their role than everybody else. Like when Seth Williams was here, he had the best hands. I felt like he wasn't the fastest dude, but it's like, listen, Bo's gonna throw it. Seth Williams had enough get up and radius to make up for some inaccurate throws at times. And you would have bet, oh, Seth Williams, yeah, for sure. But now, like, it's not just one dude. Like, that's what's exciting about this, and kind of like, dang, it's not easy, but this is really exciting.
Hold on. So wait a minute. Didn't we do receptions per game already? Wasn't that the first one?
No, the first one was actually it was. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I was gonna
That
say
was the
because I was
first
like, wait, like it felt the same, so I was just like, yeah, Jay.
Yeah, I think I got this on here twice. My bad. Let's do yards per reception.
All right.
Shorter.
That's my guess. That's my pick right there. It was either shorter or Javarius.
Yeah, some of
Javarius,
these go hand in hand. I mean, you're talking about like some of these kind of go hand in hand. So it's hard to pick one guy at like, total yards on the season, but then not, you know what I mean?
No, I mean, you could definitely have more yards per catch and less total yards on the season. That's
Yeah,
yards per the
100%
season
possible.
and yards per game are like
yards per game and yards on the season, yes, but yards per catch, that's definitely a different proposition.
Yeah,
for sure.
Y'all remember when like Sammy Coates that was averaging like 22 yards per catch or something crazy in like 2013?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm gonna go Javarius Johnson on this one.
Not a bad pick.
not a bad pick at all.
Yeah, I'll go with old Jay Johnson on this one.
All right.
Underrated.
He averaged 19 yards per catch last year.
Yeah, a very underrated deep ball guy.
Not bad.
Very underrated.
Did we do? Have we done receiving yards per game?
Receiving touchdown, receiving yards. Well, we did receiving yards on the season, so not per game, but yeah, those two, like I said, those two possibly go hand in hand. So we got receptions per game, receiving touchdowns on the season, receiving yards per catch. Is that all of them that we're going to be doing there?
Yeah, I think that's just about everything there. Just about everything. So this is going to be interesting to see how this pans out for sure.
Definitely is. I mean, listen, man, we've got a pretty wide array of people other than B Will not making a real pick on receptions per game.
Let me make one now since y'all gonna be clowning me for this. Let's say I'm gonna say Jay Fair. Jay Fair.
There you go.
Receptions per game.
Smart pick.
Okay. All right. Cool. Let's get to some of these comments, guys. Juice Heist says Robbie will have more completions of 20 plus yards or more.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he was great throwing the ball down the field last year.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, he was one of the best in the country.
Yeah.
So
I think that's a fair statement to make.
Yes, that's not hyperbole.
Not crazy.
That's he was one of the best in the country throwing the ball beyond 20 yards. So Auburn
Dad for life. Appreciate the $2 super chat. He says, telling y'all we get two 800-yard receivers this year. Two of them.
I believe
two of them. Yeah, like this is a little more realistic than my 3-1,000. But yeah, I think this is possible. I think they throw the ball that much more, but in better situations. Because so that we're clear, from 2019 on, Auburn threw the ball at a historic rate never seen before in a 4-year stretch at Auburn University. Bo had more passing attempts in 3 years than Stan White had in 4 full years starting at Auburn. They threw the ball a ton. So to think that if they even throw it at that same clip, but just complete a higher percentage of those passes, what Auburn Dad is talking about is a reality.
Yeah. I think it's possible that we could see this year, though, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, I just think it could happen. So,
James Barnett. Oops. Fellas, appreciate the super chat. Fellas, the fact that it's hard to pick stats for the offense appears that this offense might be hard to stop. So much underrated talent. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, I think it's hard to pick because there's so much we just don't know. Right. Like, yeah.
And so let's be clear. Just because you're picking a person to lead in a category doesn't mean that category has high numbers, right? Like the offense could have a lot of options of what we could pick. I think it's a testament to how many different weapons could plausibly emerge during the season. But But it being hard to stop, that's yet to be seen. If it clicks and we've got a bunch of guys, doing high numbers in these things, then I would love to see that. That means it's a very dynamic offense. But and I'm definitely hoping that that's the case, because I have not been excited about an Auburn offense in a very long. I think the last time I was excited about the Auburn offense was that 2013 season.
Going into the season, or just during the season?
During the season. Like the 2017 season, I wasn't necessarily excited about that offense. I just thought that, we were going to be tough to beat because Kerryon Johnson was playing so well that year. I just felt like minus Kerryon, that offense just didn't work. And that was kind of the thing with most of the offenses under Gus. It was like we had that one guy that made it really hard to stop that team. That's why 2013 was exciting, because the combination of Nick Marshall and Trey Mason, I was just like, you really have to pick your poison here on what you're going to stop. And really it's guessing. And if you guess wrong, this could be a long night. I haven't really been excited about that offense since then, just being honest. Like it's always felt like I'm hoping and praying that we go out here and score some points.
Yeah, okay. That's true. That's true. Points per game has kept Auburn, I think, from winning more games than any other single thing over the last few seasons. They just cannot muster 3 touchdowns, so they lost.
All right.
No. Championship defense in 2019 and just piss poor offense at times.
All right. Corey Weber, appreciate you being with us, man. He says, what if a running back leads the team in receptions?
Plausible.
Yeah, plausible. Check down.
The only reason I don't think that's going to happen is because I can't remember Hugh Freeze throwing to running backs at Ole Miss. Like, I don't even remember the running backs' names. And
what
usually,
did Philip Montgomery do, though?
That's a good point.
I think Philip Montgomery is more likely to just throw quick, the quick game stuff to the wide receiver than it is to be a check down to a running back often. Typically, when you get into check down scenarios a lot, you're getting into a lot of drop back scenarios. You're not running the pace offense, which I think we're going to see a lot more pace this season out of our offense. So the running backs won't have as many opportunities. But you think about, the air raid style offense of, a la what Mississippi State was doing last year, you would see the running back get receptions in that. Was he getting more than the receivers? No, but they were catching the ball a lot. But again, definitely plausible that a running back between the screen game and the check down game could end up having the most receptions on the season. I don't think that's a crazy take.
No, it's not a crazy take. I think the size of our wide receivers means that we're more likely to throw it under conditions that if it was a 5'11" wide receiver, he's covered. But if he's a 6'3", 6'4" wide receiver and their quarterback 6'1", you're going to throw it. And any type of rapport, any type of good connection between Peyton Thorne with his proficiency and big wide receivers where you don't really have to be wide open, that we end up chucking it a couple more times than we would have otherwise. That takes it away from the wide receivers from the running backs. And I think it's going to be a wide receiver or a tight end. I don't think it's going to be a running back for that reason, but yeah, we really have no idea.
Running back will be up there, though. I do expect that for sure. Otis Smith says, Caleb Burton left Ohio State because look who is in the room. Caleb Burton might surprise all of us. I mean, he's a baller, or OSU would have never signed him.
Yeah, I think so. I just don't think that it's going to be this season that he breaks through. I think next year is going to be the year that you see a lot more of Caleb Burton, just because they have him slated to play in the slot. And I think that there are 2 guys in the slot that will, again, I'm putting best case scenarios, nobody gets injured, between Javarius Johnson and Jay Fair. Most of those slot reps are going to go to those 2 guys. Mm-hmm. You could have Caleb out there a little bit. I just don't think that this is the year you see him. This is going to essentially be a year where he comes in spot duty, and next year you may see him emerge a little bit more.
Agreed. Agreed. Lawrence Robinson, Luke Deal.
Luke Deal may surprise him. Listen, man, his hands are underrated. And he's going to be a guy that when he comes in the game, people aren't going to necessarily be saying, watch out for number, whatever his number is. I don't even know his number is. Sorry, 84.
See, they don't even know his number either. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So, like, I don't think that people are going to be 86. I don't think people are going to be on high alert for Luke Deal coming the game, which might allow him to sneak past some people. He had the one great. I distinctly remember 2 quick catches from Luke Deal last season. The one in the Ole Miss game where Robbie hit him on like the post route down the middle of the field, and he like catches it kind of behind him, contorting his body. And then I also remember the one, I think it was the Texas A&M game where Robbie's dropping back and almost gets sacked in the end zone, and he just kind of flings it out there, and Luke is running the drag route underneath, and it's behind him, and Luke kind of one hand catches it behind him on that one. He had another one that was kind of like that in the Missouri game. He's got underrated hands, not really like a speed guy, but just, again, defenses just kind of forget he's out there, and he ends up being open, and he doesn't drop it a lot when it comes in his direction. I think Luke Deal is going to have a decent season this year coming in.
Okay. We will definitely see for sure. One thing is for sure, One Love is here.
Yeah.
One Love, we need you to do us a favor. We need you to send an email to Business at the War Rapport. Business at the War Rapport. We need your physical address and t-shirt size. That will be coming your way. Congratulations. Thanks again for supporting and watching. And enjoy your shirt.
Yo.
Any closing thoughts, guys, before we get out of here?
This got me excited about what this offense is going to be. We have no idea. And that's a huge advantage because opponents have no idea. No idea whatsoever. We got guys, you could go and look at their tape. We use them completely differently, or at least in different situations. This could be crazy. This could be a crazy season in a good way.
Yeah,
we need crazy in a good way because they haven't been crazy in a good way in a few years, man.
And they said that, right? They said that they think that one of the advantages they have is that nobody knows what they're going to do. There's no tape. There's no film study on Auburn right now. Right. You can try to look at what Philip Montgomery has done in the past and what Hugh Freeze did at Liberty, but Hugh made it pretty clear that he's cooking up something with Philip Montgomery that's going to be a mesh of what those guys do and something that's going to be hard to predict. Right. So I'll be interested to see what it looks like on the field.
Indeed. And I'm excited about the QB position and the receivers that are going to ball. I expect us to have a lot of productivity from the receiver room. Those guys are going to have I expect them to have fun. I know it has been fun the last few seasons, not having a lot of opportunities to get the ball thrown your way. I think that's going to change this year. So I'm excited about that.
Yep, definitely excited as well about the receivers. Were you about to close us out, C?
Yeah, I was going to tell you to tell people why you need to be excited about what's coming up, man.
Well, I mean, you need to be excited about this receiver room because we did this fireside chat, baby. Yeah, man, that fireside chat was wonderful, man. Get excited about the receiver room. Those guys are excited. I can tell you that from talking to them. So looking forward to seeing what they're able to produce this season. A lot of great content coming for y'all. You need to be a member to take advantage of some of that. So make sure you lock in with your membership. $5.99 gets you to Patreon level. We got y'all next week on some great stuff coming up. So make sure you have your membership active as we go into SEC Media Days. Membership gifting can be done right now from the live chat. If you want to give someone a free month of membership, you can do that right now before we close this here session out. Congrats again to One Love for winning today. If you didn't get a chance to win, there are many things available for you at thewarreport.com shop. Head over there and get your shop on. We got a lot of great merch out there. Plenty of stuff that we haven't given away, but available for you right now. As you can see, C has his home shirt on today. Let me go ahead and let him flex that for everybody right quick.
Yes, sir.
You can go ahead and get one of those if you want to. Shout out to all the guys on the network, the College Loop Up Tempo podcast. And of course, we are at the Auburn Express, powered by the War Report on all your pod areas. So make sure that you tap in with us. for your listening pleasure in the mornings on your ride, in the afternoons on your ride, during the day as you're chilling, whatever you want to do. The War Rapport Network has you covered for podcast content.
And make sure that you're sharing this video, guys. Make sure people get access to it, get in on this discussion, smash that like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel. You can find us on social media, guys, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, at The War Rapport. We are TW Rapport on TikTok. Zipper now, guys, but we will definitely catch you with the morning drop on Friday. Any special, you doing anything special tomorrow, Ike? Any film?
I am going to do some film review tomorrow. I normally don't decide what the film review is going to be until that morning. I start getting up, trying to look through all the film that I have. If I can do it, we're going to look at some wide receiver stuff maybe tomorrow. So we'll see.
Dope. Be on the lookout
Because we're
for
in
that.
the theme of wide receivers right now. I'm going to try to get into that wide receiver mode. So
I like it. Be on the lookout for that, guys. But in the meantime, enjoy the rest of your evening. War Eagle to each and every one of you.
War Eagle.
War Eagle.
There you go.